Hello, 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 and welcome to Dr. Bae Bae On Call, subscriber only content. I want to thank you to all of my new subscribers and thank you for tuning in. This is going to be a very special broadcast. If you have not already done so, please listen to our latest release podcast on Dr. Bae Bae On Call, Embrace Change, because what I'm going to actually do for you today is deliver you some content from my next chapter, life coaching that corresponds with the ability to be able to embrace change. So if you haven't already listened to that, make sure you do. But if you have, this will make a whole lot of sense to you. Because what I want to do today is begin to kind of energize your motivation and continue to empower you to achieve the greatest that you can. It is my desire today to just dive a little deeper into the realm of motivation, to ignite a spark within you, and unleash your unlimited potential. So that's the direction that we're going to go today. So buckle up and get ready for the journey. You know, life, of course, we all know, is full of twists and turns. We know that, there's always going to be obstacles and challenges. But what we have to remember within all of that, no matter how much change we go through, no matter how many obstacles come out before us or land before us, that in each one of those obstacles and in each one of those challenges, there's opportunity for a comeback. And comeback is powerful. The ability to overcome, it resides in you. You just have to be able to pull on it. You have to be able to draw on that power that is in you to get up and get over situations that come your way. You also have to have that ability to even redefine what it is you believe is possible. As I tell most of my clients, is that one thing you have to do, even when you say, I want to make a change or I want to accomplish something, you have to first make sure that you have redefined what you believe is possible. A lot of times we're trying to move forward, but we haven't increased our beliefs of possibility. I can't sometime in order to get to a bigger vision or get to a greater destiny, I have to believe for more greatness. I have to believe in a higher level of possibility. So I have to be able to transition from one place to another. I have to be able to redefine what I may have once believed is possible. Because sometimes what we're trying to believe now or what we're trying to go for now was once something that we may not have thought was possible. But now as we have elevated and we have grown and we began to see that more is possible, we got to make sure that we have determined in our minds that what, this is something that I'm more than equipped to achieve. And so you got to begin, which sometimes requires breaking chains that hold you back and unlock the door to your grandest dreams. You have to begin to take off chains that you used to have. You have to take off thoughts that you used to have and just begin to break down barriers and break down obstacles and break down belief systems that you might have once held. And again, we have to understand that motivation is not a fleeting feeling, it's a mindset. We got to understand that motivation is not something that I feel. Motivation can't be, this is just a feeling, because feelings can come and go, and feelings can change based on a situation. But motivation is a mindset. Motivation is a set of beliefs. It is that something that burns deep within my soul. It's something that continues to push me to take action, to strive, to be more. So it's not just that I feel that I can do something. It is part of who I am. It is what moves me to this. It is what moves me even when stuff gets in the way, even when things go wrong, even when it may not have worked out at this time. I'm still motivated to believe that I'm going to achieve this. I'm motivated for my next chapter. I'm motivated because it's not just what I feel, because some days I may not feel like doing something. I may not feel like this, but when you're motivated, it just becomes a mindset. It becomes a part of who you are. And it's something that just keeps burning. That's why one thing I teach and remind my clients of at Next Chapter Life Coaching is that you have to you have to believe in or be motivated to achieve something. A lot of times we can have a goal, but I may not be motivated for that goal, so I may have to change my goals or realign my goals. And because if I'm not that motivated for something, and that's why it has to be something that moves me. I can't always just do what somebody may have told me that's what I need to do, or that's what I need to achieve, because I may not be motivated for that. So we kind of go through a finding value and finding clarification and going through a process before we actually get to the place of setting goals, because you want to make sure that when you got a goal, it was something that aligns with my values, aligns with where I'm at right now, aligns with where I see myself going. Because otherwise I'm not going to stay. I'm not going to have that mindset to stay the course. So that's just something to take note of. So you have to understand that I've got to stay motivated for something, but it has to be something that it was my decision to do. And so also, let's do a small exercise. I want you to just again close your eyes for a moment. Let's close your eyes for a moment. And again, if you're listening to me driving or in somewhere where you can't, you can always do this at a later time. Whenever you do it, whether it's now or later, what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and picture the life you desire. What does it look like? The life that you say that you want, what does it look like? I am a believer that I can't get somewhere if I can't see it, because then I won't know whether or not I've arrived there. So I've got to be able to see. I've got to be able to picture the life you desire. Picture the person you aspire to be. What do I look like when I get there? What do I look at the end of this goal? It's like, for example, say you decide, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds. Well, what do I look like then? Do I see myself? How do I see myself? How am I dressed? What do I look like? You've got to be able to see that. What is that life you desire? What is that career? What is that, what the changes even in relationship? What does my marriage look like? A lot of times married people, they say, well, we're having problems or we're going through something, but have you pictured what it looks like when you're not? Do you both have a picture of what it'll look like when you get to that desired goal? So that's something that you want to be able to look at, so just take a moment, get a picture. And then when you got that picture, you got to ask yourself, can you see it? What does it feel like? Can you feel it? And then you want to begin to hold on to that vision with unwavering conviction. So when we do finally decide on a goal, when we do finally decide on something that it is something that I want to achieve, then it's something I can keep going back to. That even when trouble hits, or even when an obstacle comes up, I can pull back on that picture and see what it looks, what my victory is going to look like, what my accomplishment is going to look like, what does the end look like for me. So you want to be able to hold on to that. And then once you got that vision and that conviction, now it's time to turn that vision into your reality. And then that's where you begin to work on, because I already got the vision. I've already got the picture. I already know what it feels like. I know what I see. I know that I can hear the sounds, what it sounds like. And so what you want to begin to do now is to hold on to that and begin to take the necessary steps to get to that reality. Because actually, if you want to go a little deep into it, once you get the picture, that it is your reality. That's what reality is to you. Where you're at right now is not your true reality, because you're seeing something different. That's a whole nother podcast. But that you want to be able to see that, because it's easy to get overwhelmed by the enormity of goals. It's easy to get overwhelmed and say, this might too much. Wow, I got that picture, but whoa, it might be a little bit too much to get there. But the key is to break. What you're going to do is to break your goals down into smaller and more manageable steps. We don't. I always tell people, when you didn't get to where you are overnight, so I'm not going to get out of where I am overnight. It's like, again, if I take weight loss, or if I take marriage that is experiencing some trouble, we didn't get in that trouble overnight, and we didn't gain that weight overnight. It took some time to get those 20 pounds on, and it's going to take some time to get those 20 pounds off. It's going to take small steps. It's going to take more manageable steps. If I'm going to get that marriage where it needs to be, it's going to take small and manageable steps. So that's what you want to look at. But what I want you to do is make sure that along the way you celebrate each victory along the way, no matter how small. Remember, progress, not perfection, is what counts. Is that you want to, make the steps manageable, and you want to make progress instead of not perfection. It's like, what, hey, I made a step today. Yes, I may not have, I ain't lost the whole 20, but you know what, I've lost a pound today. I may have lost some ounces. I have a scale that I use that makes sure it just doesn't just show the pounds. It takes you all the way down to the ounces. So some days I might say, oh, I lost 5 ounces, but that's progress. That's 5 ounces that you didn't gain. So you want to make sure that you celebrate every step of the way. Also, what I want you to do is you're going to get to the place where you want to check out your surroundings. When you're trying to reach a goal, or you're trying to make changes in your life, you got to surround yourself with people who inspire you, people who lift you up, and who believe in your dreams just as much as you do. I believe that we all have a right to positivity. We have a right to be happy in our life. We have, and we can make choices. See, you can choose to be around negativity. You can choose to be around people that's telling you what you can't do. But you have to be able, once I have a right to feeling okay, I have a right to a good day, then it's up to me to decide who's going to be a part of that. It's up to me to decide who's going to be in my corner. So you just want to have people that sometimes that you can rely on, like like I say, if it's not a coach, a mentor, or something, like I say, the major part of my coaching is I'm there to support people, to encourage them to be, like I say, this corner man. I'm this person that I'm not in the fight. I'm not taking the blows. I'm not giving the blows. I'm not in the ring, but I'm in your corner telling you every time you come back, and then I'm telling you, hey, you can get back in there. That fight is not over. That it's not over until you can hold up your hands and say, I won. So it's like you need somebody that's there telling you that, yes, you can do this. And you got to have people, they say that you become the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So choose wisely. It is, research has shown that, you can kind of look around you and ask yourself, and this is another exercise you can do. Look at the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And it says that, you become the average of them. It's like almost like you're going to average yourselves out. You may have someone on this end and someone on this end, but you're going to begin to be the average. So you want to make sure whatever you're aspiring to, you want to make sure that you have the right kind of people around you to be able to lift you to that level that you're trying to go to. And so again, you got to choose your company wisely. And you can learn from others' experiences and let their wisdom guide you. Again, I talk about my coaching a lot, because the key to my coaching, I tell people, is not just the skills that I can give people, but it's the fact that I come with wisdom and a winning attitude. Because Because of life experience and experience of working with people, and so it's so much that I come with just a load of wisdom and experience, and so that I want to make available to people. I want to be able to guide people, because I don't necessarily believe that you have to reinvent the wheel. I believe that you can take other people's experiences, and you can take other people's wisdom, and you can look at what other people have done, and you can be able to get to the place that you're trying to go without trying to reinvent, without trying to do something that's already been done. It's like, hey, take this information I can give you, take this, working with people with marriages and things. I tell people, I have almost 40 years experience with marriage and this relationship, and I'm telling you, there's volumes and volumes of information that I can tell you. And yes, you got to live it, and all of us are different, but there are certain keys that are very important. Like, for example, one thing I tell young people getting married is that one of the key things is you're marrying each other. You're not marrying friends and family and all of that. So you want to make sure that that your circle, you really have a circle of two. And you want to keep everybody else out of that. It's not that we don't have friends and we don't have associates and we don't relate with other people, but you keep people out of your marriage. That's your marriage. That's sacred to you. You don't have to tell everybody your business, and you don't have to talk about your spouse and all. You just want to keep some things. And you know what? We'll get through this better if we work this out, because we married each other. But yes, I can take some advice, and I can get some counseling on some things. But most of the problems that people have is because they've allowed other people to come in and begin to define and tell them what their marriage should be, or define and tell them what their spouse should be. And that's just, again, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can take some advice and know that you need to keep certain things out. You don't always need mama in there. You don't need your best friend in there. You don't need your best bud and all of that in there. You need, because you married that person. So again, we also, just lastly, you want to be able to know that when you're going towards these goals, or you're moving forward, and you're just trying to get to that vision that you've seen in whatever area it is, that when doubt creeps in, just remember that even people that you see as successful, they face moments of doubt and uncertainty. Everybody out here, no matter how successful people are, no matter what greatness or what people have accomplished in life, there's one thing that everybody is going to have in common, that you have got to a place where you face some kind of uncertainty. Another comment, that they've stumbled, they've fallen, they encountered roadblocks. But the key is that you never let failure define them, and you don't let it define you. When I look back on different things, and I can say I've accomplished some things, I've done some things, but I can also say, but you know what? Along the way, I stumbled. Along the way, I failed. I encountered some major roadblocks. But one thing I never did was let those failures define me, because then that's going to hinder that vision that I see. Instead, you want to use it as stepping stones. You want to use each fall, each block as a stepping stone, and you want to be able to embrace failure. And that's something, again, we're going to be having another podcast on that, about how to embrace failure as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become stronger than you ever thought possible. It doesn't matter where you're at now. And I think it's really great that, especially when I talk to you that took the time and took to invest in an additional podcast, and see, that tells me that there's something extra you're looking for. It tells me that you're serious about your next chapter. And so I want you to know that that take every opportunity, no matter where you're at right now, no matter what has went wrong, no matter how bleak it may look, no matter what circumstance or what place in life you find, what decision point you at right now, the fork in the road, no matter what it is, no matter where you at right now, take the opportunity to learn from it, to grow from it, and become stronger than you ever thought possible. You know, take a moment and also reflect on your achievements so far. Sometimes when life is trying to tell you that you failed, just take a look at some of the things that you've achieved. Celebrate the progress you made. And again, like I said, no matter how small, you got to look at where how far you've come, and even though you got further to go, and then embrace the journey. Look forward to the challenges, and just remember, every obstacle is an invitation for you to rise up. So again, today is the day you chose to take that first step. So look at it like that. Every day you wake up, no matter what happened yesterday or didn't happen, you got to say to yourself, you know what, this is a new day. And today is the day I choose to take another step, or my first step on this journey of self-discovery and personal growth. And yes, it's going to be uncomfortable sometimes. It's going to be moments of uncomfortability. But you know what? Step out of your comfort zone and dare to dream bigger than you ever have before. Every day that you wake up, embrace that day as a brand new day. It's a new day, new opportunities. It's going to be new challenges, but there's going to be new achievements. And so you got to just take the day and remember along the way, never forget to say to yourself, you know what? It's okay to be okay.